Perhaps don't need to practice at home on that marvellous or amazing horse that you've imported from overseas, and best of luck today.
Yeah, thanks. I've had plenty of practice through the week, so we should be right.
Good on you, Larry. Larry Cassidy, Sydney's premier jockey at Canberra today, riding Marigo in the Black Opal Stakes.
Thank you very much, Hilton. Good luck, Larry. Good bloke and a terrific rider, isn't he? Race 3 at Royal Randwick coming up in a couple of minutes. Number 1 is Smart Guy at 5:20. Gifted Guru 14, Supreme Butterfly 6:20. Old Man Sam is out 14. Mr Blues, Farmer John 5:10. Duske at $10. 18 for Magic of Shanghai. Direct Light 6:30. Then we have 22 about Liberty. Tizard, guess who she's got with her? Barbara Joseph.
Welcome back to Canberra, and I think it's very appropriate that I get to interview one of Canberra's leading female trainers, and that's Barbara Joseph. Barbara, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Terrific to have you here today. You've got a number of runners, but in particular in the Black Opal, you've got Mr Bode. You must have thought he was a pretty handy type to send into Flemington.
Yes, he showed up quite well early, and his run at Flemington was very good. And his run first back at Randwick, this time back in, was a really good run. But then here on preview day, he took matters into his own hands when he went out onto the track and bolted, and he was a late scratching. And then when we took him to Warwick Farm last week, he thought he was going to do the same thing, and he got the bit and took control of Johnny Pal, and he really didn't partake in the race.
So has his manners improved for today?
Well, we've put a lot of work into him, changed a few gear things and put a Norton bit on him, and his manners this week have been much better.
What about the wide barrier draw?
Well, that seems to be the usual norm for me. I seem to have wide barriers, and I wasn't very happy about that. No, I would have loved to him have cover, horses on the outside of him, which would help him, but we're just going to have to take it as it comes.
Well, John Scores has saluted in the first for you. Hopefully he can do that for the Black Opal. Moving on to the sprint race with Dorsal. Are you feeling happy about him coming to Canberra? There's a bit of a hoodoo to be broken here. 14 starts, no wins here yet.
Yes, no, Dorsal's never won on this track. I think he's had about 7 seconds or something. He just seems to either get caught on the line or something goes wrong. But he's second up today. His work's been good, but you know he'll run a lot better probably when he gets up to 1600.
Okay, Barbara. Well, good luck today. We'll hope to see you in the winners' circle round about race 6.
I hope you're right.
Well, that's us here in Canberra talking to Canberra's leading trainer there, Barbara Joseph. Back to the studio.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Good luck to you, Barbara. She does a great job. She's a terrific trainer, isn't she? OK, now moving in at Randwick, let's take you there. And once again, here's John.
Only one to move.
Donaldson.
Thanks very much, Nick. The protest hearing is still on here at Canberra, third against second and first. We're joined by Lenny Beasley, who has a great ride today in Splendid Horse. Lenny, just how splendid is this horse?
And he's pretty good. I rode him his first start at Gosford. He jumped, he led, and he ran away really impressively. I was suspended. Corey Brown rode him in the race here last Sunday week, and he jumped and he was riding behind the leaders, and he raced a little green, but yeah, he sprinted away well, and you know he's drawn well today. He's got the right weight, and I'm sure he's going to be right in it.
Do you expect the horse to lead?
I don't think he'll lead. The thing that Matt Carl's on,
Speed Week.
Yeah, that's right. You know, he showed a lot of turn of foot last start, so you know it's probably one of the leaders. But in these type of races, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Is the testing material this horse? 2 wins, 4 lengths, 2 lengths. How much more has he got?
Well, like I said before, he's very green still. Once he gets his mind on the job and stretches right out and does everything right, I think he's pretty good, Hilton.
And Ravada, can he carry the 60 kilos?
Well, you know, 60 kilos, a lot of weight. He's got the right barrier. He's got barrier 1. You know, if he went back to his old form, you know, I'm sure he'd beat these pretty easy, but he just hasn't really been shown his good form lately.
You sound pretty confident. Good luck today.
Thanks very much.
Lenny Beasley there as we take it to Clare and Brenton Yates.
Once again, the late male ahead of the next event. Once again, here's Hill.
2. Race 4 coming up at Canberra for the late male. Here's Michael Heath.
Thanks, Hilton. A very wide betting race here too. The opening favourite on course is number 1, Roy O'Roy, at a point under each way odds with the bookmakers. In what is a real open affair, you've got to be on the speed in this race for sure. The 1,000-metre trip, they're going to fly. The backmarkers don't seem to be coming home today, Hilton. That's a bit of a concern for later on for the form, but we'll keep an eye on that. But in that regard, I'm going to settle for an on-pace runner here and look for a bit of value in the number 9, Dakota. Dakota's last run here back in December was in the Yas Cup, a Class 3 event. His previous form was very, very useful, tuned up by a nice barrier trial recently at Queanbeyan, and I expect Dakota to run a bold race. Looks well in here with 50 53 kgs. Looking for dangers, number 3 Bantano Boy, resuming from a spell, will hit the line very hard. And 1 Royo Roy, the class horse, good recent form in the midweeks in Sydney, is resuming from a spell, but is trained by Frank Cleary, will be very fit. 9 from 3 and 1.
Roy, good on you. Thank you very much to Michael there. $4.50 for Royo Roy. Casper the Ghost at $9.30. Bantana Boy $12. Dominican at $6.90. Darkstorm $7.90. Love Apple at $20. All Tangled Up $10. 45 Cora. Dakota at $13. Great Adventure is a scratching. Regent Rossi at $19. Spiritel at $7.50. Verdict declared at $14 for race number 4 at Canberra. All right, we've got some news coming through from Canberra. Here's Hill.
Okay, Nick, well, the situation here is that this race will be delayed for some time yet. I just wonder whether we can have a look at a replay of the race, because stewards have also lodged a protest on behalf of Connections for interference at the 1,000 metre mark alleged by stewards, third against second. So there's 2 protests. Gary Buchanan has protested twice, of course, here against first and second for interference at the 100 metre mark from the second horse and in the home straight from the winner. But stewards have also lodged a protest on behalf of Connections of the third horse, alleging third against second it is, alleging interference at the 1,000 metre mark. So the situation at Canberra here is that the protest hearing is continuing even as we speak. There's no further news at this stage, with 3 separate hearings or 3 separate alleged incidents here. As we take a look at the replay, as they go down the side of the course, now you can see Ken Point at this stage, the grey horse sitting in about 7th position over on the inside. You can see the winner here, Brundar Rosie, also in the black and white, and that's it. Ken Point over on the inside, so that is well past the 1,000 now. We may have just picked up that replay a little bit late, but as they come into the straight, you can see Ken Point, the third horse that's racing on the rails. It's the grey horse with the orange. There was the first point of interference alleged by Buchanan from Greg Farah, and you can see Farah getting to the outside now in the black and gold. Opera Account in the orange and dark blue diamond is still in front at this stage, but of course that interference was alleged at the 1,000 metre mark. So over the final stages, Ken Point through in the centre, Brundar Rosie inclined to lay in, and you can see Ken Point a little bit unlucky there. But anyway, stewards are listening or hearing those alleged incidents right now. Here's the head-on. Ken Point in the centre, bumping heavily with Brundar Rosie, and Opera Account in the orange and dark blue and red in front at this stage over on the inside, and Brundar Rosie in the white cap goes on to win here from Opera Account on the inside and Ken Point the grey between them. Now, just before we go back to you, Nick, if we do have the time, the 1,000 metre mark is what we're having a look at here. And stewards have lodged this protest. Ken Point over on the inside, smashed against the running rail. Gee, that was tight, wasn't it? So you can see that Opera Account at that particular point crossed to the rails and led. So looking at that, the point of interference was more or less not direct, but it was Opera Account crossing to the lead that caused a chain reaction back onto Ken Point. So in a nutshell, Nick, at this stage, Ken Point was pretty unlucky.
They ran down the whole race together, didn't they, those 2 horses? It was interesting to see the result of that protest. Thanks for that, Hilt. And the protests, of course, will be still on, and they'll probably be on for a bit longer yet. Okay, now race 3 at Maryborough, 10, 11 and 9. Quinella $14.60, Trifecta $72.50 on the third race at Maryborough.
Against first has been dismissed, and the protest third against second has been upheld. So the new numbers are now 2, 3 and 4. 2, 3, 4, correct weight on those numbers. Third against first, dismissed. Third against second, upheld. Now, in regard to which particular protest third against second was found true by the stewards, I don't know, because I haven't been told that information, whether it was actually the home straight or the 1,000 metre mark or both. I will find that out for you. But for the simple fact of the matter is 2, 3, 4 are what you will get paid on. Now, the jockeys involved in that protest hearing are just going out now. Greg Farah, Greg Ryan and Gary Buchanan. I can just see Gary Buchanan going out here on Dark Storm, and the other 2 horses have gone to the gate. So you would expect this race to run in perhaps 2 to 3 minutes' time.
Yep, there's G. Buchanan there, and you're on the way to the gates now. Those last 3 horses there at Canberra. Well, the last 2 horses in any case. Now let's have a look at Randwick. And those all familiar Johnny Hawk's colours there, the cerise, and that will be carried by Tropic.
Welcome back to Canberra. We're joined by Richard Madren, who's from Coca-Cola Amatil in the Canberra area. And Richard, you've sponsored race number 3. The sponsorship of racing, very important to Coca-Cola.
Certainly is, Hilton, and we've been involved with the Canberra or the ACT Jockey Club for a number of years, and it's a great day and we're really pleased to be involved.
Tell us about Coca-Cola. We know, of course, that Coca-Cola is one of the greatest drinks ever made. We don't know how they do it for the price, but what about some of the other products of Coca-Cola?
Oh, well, we have a very wide range, of course, and it's too many to mention, I guess, but certainly we enjoy a very good position as probably the #1 carbonated drinks supplier in Australia, and we're happy to be there.
What about in Canberra, though? What happens with Coca-Cola in Canberra?
Well, we don't only cover Canberra, we cover a lot of the territory around it, even down the coast as well, and I can only say that we probably enjoy being the leader in our business in this area.
And the sponsorship of racing will continue, I suppose?
Yep, certainly will. We're very happy to be involved with the ACT Jockey Club and the racing club, and we hope it'll continue for some years to come.
Well, your race was very exciting, race number 3, and it's not over yet, so thanks for joining us on Sky.
Certainly it's not over yet, and we hope we actually had some money on the one that's made the protest, so we hope we do very well. Thank you very much. Okay.
Richard Madren from Coca-Cola Amatil in the Canberra area, and Nick, it's back to you.
Well, Richard he'll hear that protest result in just a moment there. If he hasn't heard already, he's got the cash. Well done. Okay, now there's the sign of the times behind the barrier in Sydney, and nice win. They just got there, didn't it, Starlight? Grant Cooksley in the saddle. Set Canberra, here's Tony.
Thank you, Nick. Now, Roy goes up. So the line is set. The line is set, race 4, the Sir James Handicap. 1,000 metres the journey. Casper the Ghost. Dakota stands up well, all tangled up, Love Apple. And Cora, Spiritel. Just waiting on the starter to turn the light on. Now stand by for the moment. Hello. Yep. Okay. Now we'll have another delay here. Bantana Boy has got down in the stalls and will be taken out and vetted. Bantana Boy has been taken out of the stalls and is going through a vet's examination over there at the 1,000 metres. So another delay here at Canberra.
No worries. Thanks, Tone. Now, moving in well at Hanging Rock. Let's take it there. Once again, here's Brian.
And they're ready for a start.
Okay, 11 and a photo there. Our Clico, the winner, off Canberra.
Rebel start, although Dakota missed it slightly and Cora didn't jump all that well. And Verdict Declared got out very well towards an outside gate. Dark Storm is driving up along the inside. Love Apple's not too far away, and Roy and Casper the Ghost is a great charge for the lead as they sort themselves out and race down with about 700 to go. Verdict Declared the leader. Love Apple is second. Roy wide is running on to third. In behind those down towards the inside, Dark Storm followed by Spiritel, and the next one behind those Casper the Ghost, followed by All Tangled Up, Bantana Boy, Dominican and Regent Rossi well back, followed by Dakota second last, and Cora last of all, but around the home turn, and Verdict Declared shot away at the top of the straight. Love Apple moves to second, followed by Dark Storm. There's no room on the inside for Dominican, followed by Roy, then Verdict Declared and Spiritel, but Verdict Declared well clear. Raced right away, Verdict Declared. Running on fairly well was Love Apple, but there's no danger to Verdict Declared. And here's another winner for the BM Joseph stable. Verdict Declared, he's down on the line, has won it well. Verdict Declared first, Love Apple second, Roy third, then Dominican, followed by Dakota, never a chance. Back behind those Dark Storm, Casper the Ghost, Spiritel, Bantana Boy. A further break in the field, All Tangled Up, followed by Regent Rossi, and along last was Cora. Oh, it's bolted in. Verdict Declared, number 13, Jay Scorse and Barbara Joseph. They're unstoppable at the moment. Number 13, Verdict Declared, Barbara Joseph the trainer, John Scorse the rider. A 3-year-old bay filly by Mr Henry C. out of Miss Guilty, raced by A.G. Hartnell and Mrs D.M. McDonald in partnership. Now the time 58.38. 58.38 was the time, just outside the class record, and the last 634.68. The numbers will read 13.61. 13 the winner, Verdict Declared, John Scorse. Second will go to number 6, Love Apple, Rolly Saxton, and 1, Roy, John Powell. Third, those numbers will read 13.61. After race 4, we'll have more in a moment.
The Baroness of Bombala has done it again. Good on you, Babs. Barbara Joseph, 13.6-1 on race 4 at Canberra. Johnny Scorse, who rode Placid Arc some 10 or so years ago, even longer, I guess. And he was on a front runner there, and Verdict Declared was a very good win. Okay, now updating Clare, our next event, $8.94 Ernie's Revenge. Dividends at Canberra, 13.6 and 1, Quinella 136.30. Trifecta, $1,519.40 on race 4 at Canberra. Righto, Al, how you been, Donaldson?
Thanks very much, Nick. Magnificent day here at Canberra. The crowd has built up to almost record proportions prior to the running of the Black Opal Stakes. Well, one of the major sponsors here today, of course, is Hardy Sir James with marvellous champagnes and wines, and Vaughan Peters from the company joins us right now. Vaughan, tell us a bit about Hardy Sir James.
Oh, well, Sir James is a range of our wines, obviously with the champagne or the sparkling wine, we should call it now, is pretty much predominant out of the range. We reckon it has a fantastic association with racing, and that's one of the reasons we like to expose the product down here.
What about the trophy-winning Brut de Brut?
Lovely style of wine. I recommend it highly.
Now, we're looking at Clare today on Sky Channel. Very similar situation is going to happen here at Canberra because, as we can see from Clare today, grapevines in the centre. What's going to happen here at Canberra?
Well, Hardy's or Bear, Hardy Wine Company, has really taken aboard the situation of the cool climate area. And they're obviously putting up a substantial amount of money to build and develop a local winery information centre here in Canberra. It'll big benefit to Hardy's and big benefit to Canberra region. It really sort of focused on the point that Canberra region is going to be acknowledged as a wine region of fair dinkum qualities.
So the very innovative ACT Racing Club are more or less renting the space in the middle of their racetrack.
Yeah, once again, we've had a great connection with ACT Racing Club over the years, and it's just going to develop even further from there. Absolutely.
Well, that's a marvellous thing, and we look forward to seeing those vines in the future in the centre of the track. And thanks for joining us on Sky today.
My pleasure.
Good on you. Vaughan Peters there from Hardy Sir James. A marvellous champagne, Nick.
Oh, yes. You betcha, Hilton. It's just a terrific drop. Now, they're in the mounting yard there, too, for this next event. There's the grey, the top weight Aussie Cozzy, scratched from the Melbourne race the other day to be at Canberra today. $4.50 for Rebel Rock. Regal Curator at $4 even. Elected 16 in from longer odds. Darlington Green 61. He's a bull, is at 14. 46 for Lachlan. Maringo Bay 21 and Royal Rocket $20 for race 5 at Canberra. She should set up a merry old pace, Aussie Cozzy, but it's 3 Regal Curator to win from Tony, from 2 Rebel Rock and 1 Aussie Cozzy. And from Michael Heath, he likes 1, 3 and 2. And he is selecting plenty of winners. All right, now, the rider of Rebel Rock will be Darren Jones. Hilton Donaldson caught up with Darren just a moment ago.
Well, we're coming up to the Dewsbury's Dash, a $30,000 feature over 1,000 metres. And there's one particular horse in the race called Rebel Rock who can certainly dash, and his rider Darren Jones joins us. Thanks for coming out, Darren.
Not a problem.
Darren, Rebel Rock, the story's been well documented that the horse has half a tongue or no tongue?
He's got half a tongue. He bit the end of it off when he was a yearling, and he's only got the stump that remains.
Was it ever thought that he wouldn't race because of that?
So that's how come the people have got him now, have got the horse. He was originally going to be sold as a yearling. He's got a couple of half-brothers that have been sold to Hong Kong and race over there. But once he bit his tongue off, they weren't interested in selling him, and he was left in the paddock till he was a 3-year-old. And then these people have got him and leased him.
A stroke of luck, I suppose, to bite your tongue off.
For sure. Our luck anyway, that's for sure.
Well, he has an amazing record, 22 starts for 14 wins and 1 second, and you've been on him for most, if not all, of those wins. How's he going to go today?
Well, hopefully he'll go very well. It's a pretty tough race. Aussie Cozzy's a very good mare, and there's a couple others, Regal Curator and another one down the Maringo Bay. They'll make it tough, but hopefully he'll put his best foot forward and be right in it.
Will you engage in any speed battle with Aussie Cozzy?
I think she might go a bit quick for us, but we'll wait and see what happens when the gate's open.
Fair enough. Darren, where are you based?
I'm based in Tamworth. I do most of my riding around the north-northwest.
It's a long way to Canberra.
Yeah, it's a long way down here.
You, of course, came down for Queanbeyan, and that was a marvellous win there as well.
He won very well at Queanbeyan. Of course, it's not quite as far home when he gets the money, but we'll see what happens today.
Well, thanks for joining us on Sky Channel, and best of luck.
Thanks very much.
Good on you. Darren Jones there, rider of Rebel Rock, who has an undeniable chance in the Dewsbury's Dash.
The Dewsbury's Dash, all right, and it comes up pretty soon on Sky. Now, let's have a look at these horses as they make their way to the gates there, and Aussie Cozzy, the mare at $2.50, Rebel Rock $4, Regal Curator at $3.70, 15 for Elected, and the rest at big odds. Here's a bull heading those at $13 for race 5 at Canberra this afternoon, the Dewsbury's Dash. Now, my bodyguard for Gavin.
Waiting on Elected to move in. Now, we could have an announcement here, I'd suggest. Stand by. Hello. Yes. 3:11. Thank you. 3:11, scratching, please note. Regal Curator taken out at 3:11. A late scratching at the barrier, number 3, Regal Curator, taken out at 3:11 by the stewards acting on veterinary advice. So that's the most important scratching, please note. Number 3, Regal Curator, taken out at the barrier stalls. Knocked itself on the gate going out of the enclosure. Now Elected goes up, so the line is set for the Dewsbury's Dash. Starter goes up. Aussie Cozzy stands well. Rebel Rock the inside. Waiting on the light. Just waiting on that light to go on. Royal Rocket, and away they go. That was a good level start, and Aussie Cozzy out towards the outside got away well. Taken on by Darlington Green. Maringo Bay's not too far away. Hunted up along the inside was Rebel Rock. Further back then He's a Bull, followed by Elected, and Royal Rocket is last of all. As they settle down, they've got about 700 to go in the Bonnie Mare. Aussie Cozzy leads a length in front of Maringo Bay. 2.5 off in third, Darlington Green, followed then by Rebel Rock on the inside. A further break behind those centre field Elected, followed then by He's a Bull, and Royal Rocket is last of all. But around the home turn, Aussie Cozzy is joined by Maringo Bay on the outside. Rebel Rock is back along the rails, followed by Darlington Green. Then He's a Bull, Elected, and the next one was Royal Rocket. In the straight with about 300 to go. He's got to go for Aussie Cozzy, but she's giving plenty. Maringo Bay on the outside, and now Rebel Rock is putting in a run, and Darlington Green on the outside. Rebel Rock is going out after Aussie Cozzy. In between those, Maringo Bay. Rebel Rock raced up, hit the lead near the line, and Rebel Rock is too good. Rebel Rock has beaten Aussie Cozzy. Maringo Bay third, then Darlington Green, followed by Royal Rocket. He's a Bull second last, and a long last was Elected. And the late scratch.
All right, the winner there, number 2. And that was Rebel Rock, and the late scratching, of course, was number 3. So we'll have those dividends for you shortly. But number 2, the winner. It'll be 2, 1, and more than likely 4 for third. Okay, updating Randwick now. Behind the barrier there, $5 forward to Berg. 260 Express Flyer. Rascarinas at 970, straight through 870. Monobank 44. Sudahoff at 163. Masterful Ad 680. Red Tape at $10. Mentana. A very good performance. Rebel Rock $241. Aussie Cozzy 120. Maringo Bay 340. The trifecta there was $32.70. And by the way, Lachlan has been declared a fair starter too. By the way, Lachlan, a definite starter. Darren Jones, the winning rider there. Well, John Hilton Donaldson. I guess they'll have a quick look and see what's happening in the Opal, which comes up in a moment. Here's Hilton.
OK, Nick, they're going to try and run this race as close to time as possible before they move up at Maryborough. Michael Heath with the all-important late mail on the big one of the day.
Certainly a great Black Opal field, Hilton, no doubt about that. And the betting suggests there's 3, 4 chances in the event too. Good support for number 3 Natch. He's around about a couple of points under the double figure odds. I like the good support for Paris Dream. He opened up around about half each way odds with the bookies. He's come in a couple of twists too. He's been very well tried. Was paying $2.30 on the tote, on their super tab. A little bit better with the bookmakers, Paris Dream, but not a lot. Look, I've settled on number 7, Splendid Horse here, Hilton. He's foolproof. He's had the 2 career starts. He ran a big win at Gosford. You saw him on that occasion. Ran sensational times. Brian Guy bought this horse to Canberra for the Black Opal preview. He did plenty wrong, and he still got away with the win. Was an impressive win too. I expect him to get a lovely run in transit. You've got to be on the speed here this afternoon. That's where he'll be. He'll be up running about 3rd on the fence behind Speed Week and Marigo. And I expect Splendid Horse to be proved very hard to beat and bring up the double, the Black Opal preview, Black Opal double. Dangers, certainly number 4, Paris Dream, Blue Diamond winner, placed in a good 5th in the Blue Diamond, I should say, and 11 Marigo, well supported.
Here's Maryborough.
Navarre on the inside with
Camarina at $118 in the Black Opal, $340 for Moringo, $152 Polly Pepper and Sweet Spirit, $169. That's for race number 6 at Canberra, the Black Opal Stakes, 2 East Black Opal. As we take you back to Canberra right now, and once again, here's Michelle.
Well, welcome back to Canberra, and it always helps to have some knowledge of the track, and a jockey who's probably been around this track more times than he'd like to count is Dale Spriggs. Dale, welcome back to Canberra.
Thanks very much, Michelle.
You're actually quite away from home at the moment because you've moved to Newcastle.
Yeah, it's a fair hike down here from Newcastle, but being my old stamping ground, I was really looking forward to coming back down because it's a great day, Black Opal Day, with the huge crowd and the big atmosphere and the good racing.
You originally didn't have a ride in the Black Opal, but you have picked up filly Sweet Spirit, number 14.
Yeah, I was originally riding Montecito before it was scratched, and now I've picked up the ride on Sweet Spirit for Keith Dryden, who was my old boss when I was in Canberra. So it's going to be good to reunite with him again.
Terrific. Now, tell us about your new life up there in Newcastle. Who are you riding for?
I still like freelance, Michelle. I do a bit of riding work for Paul Perry and Alan Scores. But most of my time's made up of travelling to and from race meetings these days. 6 days a week I'd be on the roads, so it keeps me very busy.
OK, well, good luck in the Black Opal, but just quickly tell us about Rum Rustic in the sprint.
Well, we're at the Calcutta last night. There was some strong mail floating around about Rum Rustic, so if you could believe that, he should be in with a big chance. He ran second in the race 2 years ago when I won it. I remember he ran second to me, so he knows his way around here, and he runs the 1400 right out.
Terrific. Well, thanks for being with us today, Dale, and good luck.
Thanks very much, Michelle.
That's Dale Spriggs. He's got number 14 now in the Black Opal. Back to you, Nick.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Good on you, Dale. You're very well behaved there today at Canberra. He's a bit of a rogue. He's a great rider, though, isn't he, Dale Spriggs? He's now up in Newcastle and has been there for quite some 8 months or so. Race 6 at Canberra, 270 for number 4, Paris Dream, 560 for Natch, 540 for Splendid Horse. And there's another one in the market, which is number 13. And that is, number 11, Marengo at $3.10. For race number 6 at Canberra. The Black Opal Stakes, looking forward to that. Robert E. Lee, Jonathan Spot Alto at Maryborough. Quinella $9.
Here in Canberra, it's been my very great pleasure to have to judge the fashions on the field. And with me today is Melinda Hall, and she has won the Young Racegoer. Melinda, you look absolutely beautiful today, and in particular, your hat. Tell me about it.
Well, this is a hat I made in Melbourne in January with a class run by Voltrad Reiner, and it's a handcrafted original Melinda Hall, I can say. Yeah, so it's made out of cinema, and I've interwoven 2 fabrics together.
And the colour in particular works very well together. Have you thought about these as autumn colours?
I chose them because I was only limited to a selection of 4, and these 2 colours I thought worked particularly well, and it was just by luck that they happened to be autumn colours, yes.
So your future is fairly well set as a milliner. Are you hoping that you might see your creations at Ascot?
I'm hoping so to be. Yes, I'm studying millinery at the moment, and hoping on making it to be a career, yes.
Well, you look absolutely beautiful today, and congratulations. Hope you enjoy your prize. Back to the studio now. It has been a very difficult decision to make for the fashions on the field, but there can only be one winner, and that was Melinda Hall. Thank you.
I think she looked absolutely marvellous, didn't she, with that lovely hat on. The good colours too. Good colours for the Cup and for the Black Opal. And I guess she'd probably be looking for something in orange and black to win the race. We'll take a break and be right back. Tui's Black Opal. Let's take it there right now. And once again, here's Tony.
Moving in now, the Tui's Black Opal Stakes. Thanks, Nick. Big crowd here today, and this is the one they've come to see. Now, waiting on Uncle James, Marengo out of line, Paris Dream about to be led along. Speed Week is back with Mr. Bow and Natch. Polly Pepper, trained by Leon Aspros at Bathurst.